What's going on, everybody? Zane here, back with another video. For this one, we've got question number 21, which is merge two sorted lists. So when we're given any sort of sorted list, our first thing that should come to mind is binary search. So here we're given a list, we're given two lists, which is 124 and 134. So in both lists, you'll notice that they're both in ascending order, hence why it says sorted lists. So that's why we're going to be using a binary search algorithm to solve this problem. So let's take a look at the code. We're going to be returning some list node, which is going to be our sorted list, and it's going to take in two list nodes. Now, what we could do is we could run a while loop, and we can check to see, okay, is L1 not null or L2 not null? Then we can continue. Now, inside of here, the reason we have it as an OR is because we don't want it to be AND. The reason for that is because one or the other could not be null. So we just want to do an OR to account for that. Now, while that's the case, now we can do a check. So now if L1 is equal to null, then we need to do something. So what we're going to do here is we're going to create our own list node, and we'll just call this the answer. And this will be a new list node. And we'll also create another list node, and we'll call that current and set it to answer. So the current is what we're going to use kind of as our placeholder so that we can make changes and then finally return our answer. So what we'll do here is if L1 is null, that means L2 has a value. So what we'll do is that current.next is going to equal L2. Next, we want to increment or set our L2 to our next value. So we'll say L2 equals L2.next. On the other side, if L2 equals null, well, that means L1 has a value, so our current.next is going to be L1. Then we can just say L1 equals L1.next, move on to the next value. Otherwise, now we're at a point where L1 and L2 have been dealt with in the sense that if one is null or the other is null, so now we're at this condition where both values are not null. So now we need to actually check the value of that node. So we'll say L1.value, if L1.value is less than L2.value, well, that means we're going to use L1 as our next value. So current.next equals L1 and L1 equals L1.next. And then finally, our final case here would be where L2 is less than L1, so we'll say current.next is going to equal L2, and L2 is going to equal L2.next. So we're just essentially pushing our current list node forward and then moving on to the next value, or doing the rest of these checks here. Now, right at the end of this, inside of the while loop, we'll just say current equals current.next so that we do move on to the next node. And then lastly, we can return our answer.next. And the reason we're doing .next for our answer is because we haven't initialized a value at our root. So as long as we do our next value, we should get the right answer. Let's submit this. Good to go. Anyways, guys, that's it for this one. Nice and sweet. If you have any questions, comments, feedback, please let me know in the comments below. Otherwise, hit that like and subscribe button, show me some love, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.